revamped game fuel. Level up the game.
It's the final game of the night, and boy, oh boy, is this a good one. eUnited versus Team Envious. United, they're going up against a team who get gunships. Chance? I mean, gets gunships. What are you going to do?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you beat a team that is getting the most difficult streak to earn in the game? And like, if I'm eUnited, I'm shaking in my boots. I'm like, all 5 players need to have like the rocket classes made, get some cold-blooded, ready to go. The coordination's gonna have to be unreal, because once that gunship gets called in, it's just hell and destruction, Ben. It's tough to deal with.
It is. It's that tough that Envy still lost the series.
Oh yeah, that's true. Forgot about that part.
Despite Silly playing out of his mind for that map at least. But here's a look at our series for the last game of the night. So a frequency, Seaside. If the series go further, Seaside Hardpoint, Payload Search Game 5. How far do we go here, Chance? Is it one which could maybe go the distance to that 5th map?
I know this is one of the situations where I'm supposed to have like a quick answer, like 5 ready to go, but it's kind of tough. Obviously, Envy is not look great to say the least, so I don't know if I expected Game 5, but I also don't expect Envy to play like they have. Like, I do think they will kick it up a notch, because like one of the things that's been talked about a lot, Apathy, the guy underperforming, not a guy I expect to underperform for very long. I expect him to be able to kick it up, even if it's only a day's rate turnover. I have at least a little bit of faith. That being said, not enough faith to beat eUnited. Fair. I expect more competitive series than some of the ones Envy's had in the past.
Well, we often try and talk about rivalries, build stories between players. Clayster versus Aches for this one. It was a rivalry many years ago. Obviously, not so much a prominent one now, but it's always good to see these guys play against each other. Always a fun time. And for eUnited, we'll see if they can try and close out their week in some style.
But I mean, now these are 2 guys that are in completely different headspaces, right? Like,
absolutely.
I'm sure is up there like laughing, joking around, be like, hey, I gotta play some Call of Duty. Well, he'll either be like stone-faced and just like thumbs up, or he'll just be like losing his mind. And then for Aches, like, there's no one for the side of Envy that can be feeling positive, right? You got Hugh even tweeting out, he's like, the teamwork just isn't there. You talk about teamwork off the rip inside of you. It's Silly doing what he can. He gets taken down. All of a sudden, Arcides and Aches for the 1v1, which Aches just, well, frankly, needs more ammo.
Yes, and team kill actually comes through. Shuts down Aches. So for now, after the chaos settles, it will be eUnited that take control of the first hill. 30 seconds of time still available for them as Aches trying to hold the spawns. Does a good job, finds Clay. Can he find the second? Yes, he can. Good hold. So no hill time, but at least the spawns for now.
Well, maybe a little bit of hill time starting to swing in, just as, you know, the caster curse, if you will. Only 1 player right now for eUnited fighting for spawns, and, well, that's JCap, and best of luck to him, because it's a couple players hunting him down. They're going to stun him out as well. He did buy his team a ton of time, though he does fall. But look where those players for Envy spawn out, pretty far out towards ult, so maybe an openings here for eUnited, but Apathy, again, the man that needs to pick it up. Seems like he might be saying no, then a Beasley. The young gun comes and storms on through. Then it is chaos on the rotation.
It's funny, I saw Nameless tweet out before this series saying Apathy's going to have a great one. He can just kind of feel it, of course. Nameless, if you're out there, hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. Hopefully we get to see you tomorrow. But in terms of App's performance, 3 and 4, it's Hook underperforming a little bit here at 1 and 5 off the rip, Chance. Look for him to maybe pick things up.
Only 2 hills in, but Envy trying to storm back through. If their teamwork is struggling, let's think about their comms and throw it to an Astro Gaming listening.
CD, what's up, curve? Cap point, one shot. Get this time. Cap point hall. Hall, absolutely dead. Nice job. Orange. 2 of them, yeah, 2 of them. Right and left, I think there's 2. Yeah, another one. We're bad right now. Another one, bottom. Still spawn out, still spawn out. One shot. Keep trying to hide, Pat. Keep trying to hide. Let's go, Kyler.
Keep pushing through. Go at him. Go.
I'm in the back, guys. I'm gonna need help.
He's in you.
Yeah,
I got you, Kyler.
One on me in the back.
Enter weak, Kyler.
Back, one shot, Alex.
Absolutely. He ran out.
Two.
And one shot. One more mid. You guys help me? Tell me that. He's absolute. Oh, do we not?
Cap got me belt.
All good.
Where's the BG?
He could have got you.
Run you. I'm trying to come left.
Outer. Yeah, I got her. Outer. Outer dead.
I'm stunning outer.
I spawned out pipes. They're gonna be curve.
I got 2.
Balcony. Weak, nice. He wants to be curved, Justin.
One shot of BG, one shot of BG.
Fight curve, Justin. Another one in the back. I spawned you. I roll curve.
I spawned out.
Bad curve.
RCD's one shot in the back. RCD's back door. Curve, 2 curve. I got both. Nice.
Hold on.
You fight it. Challenge him.
Challenge him.
It's challenge.
One
bomb lobby.
Oh, he's lane prone.
2. Absolute close up.
I got it. One more. Nice. Nice. It's on you. It's on you.
Let's go.
Yeah, start rotating. They're all going rock side. Hit me, Bell. I punched him. Spawning in the back. They're still spawning in the back.
Okay, I got time.
They're going rock heavy.
Oh,
One's gonna be rock when you already up.
One shot on you, one shot on you.
We're coming. Say it, we're coming.
No,
Our side.
By me.
Hold.
Two in here, two inner.
Help me outer.
Outer weak.
So they're both weak. Four here.
Let's go, baby. Guys.
Back rocks.
Stun me. I gotta reload. Two. Inner weak. Nice. Good shit.
Yo, they could be behind me.
They're outer.
I'm helping him.
Yo, war side.
There, listen, with Team Envious, the boys in blue now with an advantage. 15 or I think that 14 points as eUnited scramble over towards the hill. 33 seconds left, so plenty of time. So far, back and forth, gents.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about the comms as well, like, everything's good. I'd say the only maybe negative takeaway is, like, the energy wasn't quite there. They were starting to pick it up a little bit, but at the same time, like, energy doesn't always win you games. Like, it can be nice to have, but you need clear, calm communication. So I think it was perfectly fine from the team. Maybe just try to pick things up a little bit more because, well, when all is said and done after the first set of rotations, eUnited does have a slight lead.
Well, you talk about energy, there was a big yelp from Clayster, which you would expect after Abizi picked up the triple mid-map from rotation from the second hill to the third. And you know that eUnited definitely a team which should have bundles of energy as Assault already going to pull out the Tempest just at the start of the second rotation. Found one, fell. J-Cap with a pretty important win as Cap actually slides in. He finds 8. More eUnited players to the rescue. Cap with 3. Finally, Hook shuts him down as Hill going to be contested. Shot punch comes through. Hook shuts down Pressini, but Clay with a double.
Also, just something to keep an eye on. You got Arcides and Silly each going to be rocking the fire break, which personally maybe not a huge fan of, but we'll see if one of them can put the character to good use because we've yet to see Flames effective on the map. So just something to keep your eye on. Of course, RCD is going to be the one earning it first.
If there was a map which you could see it being pretty successful, a couple of close hills, obviously P2, P1, P3, all very, very close quarter kind of hills, so you could put it to some good work. We'll see, though. I'm with you. I'm clutching at straws. I'm clutching at straws here, all right? I'm trying here, Chance. eUnited, though, with the hill.
I mean, I just watch people like slide through fire and laugh it off and punch you for 145 damage and just be on their merry way. But again, there might be something to it. We'll see if someone can make it work to great effect. And of course, you might not even need it if you're on the side of eUnited because all this hill time going their way was once a pretty small lead of about 15, 20 points. They're extending out 35 seconds on this hill, and honestly, they're poised up to get the majority of it. Envy right now stuck mid-map, waiting for their teammates to kind of group up to make the push, but they got to deal with RCDs up front, which it takes 2 to take them down, and now they're getting flanked as well. It's just such a tough spot for them to be in, and it looks like eUnited still stabilizing.
Want to see Flames? You may get it this next hill. RCDs, of course, to your point, already earned the fire break. Will he potentially invest it here on this rotation as it stands? eUnited advantage, 165 to 92. Final few seconds. Good for eUnited, but it is Envy with the spawn. And if you remember, in the first rotation chance, it was Apes who was deep back of P3, holding the spawns before Arcides just slid through and kind of took control of the situation.
I just, won a gunfight that is apparently easy for, well, players like him. War Machine coming out. You got a Tempest as well, and it's actually, well, going to be that War Machine character that gets slowed down. Possibly going to fire some more in. The Tempest is going to put him down for the moment, which, well, Ace just ends up coming out on top of the Specialist battle. Picks up another kill to help out, and this is Envy trying to do their best to climb into this game. And of course, even if they make it to the hill, going to have to deal with Huko. That's just 2 free and easy kills for him.
Yeah, that's the double for the Grav. Advantage eUnited in that race, though, because Brasini used his much earlier on. So if this game stays close, there's a potential that he could earn his again. For Hook, I don't know. We'll have to see. He's going to need to string together a nice amount of kills and some good damage. In terms of the score, very, very close. 166, 145. Advantage eUnited. However, in terms of this hill, advantage Envy early on until the flank from Pressini. There's one. Teammate helps with the second. Out there to instantly trade, though, and that really has been the story of this hardpoint, Chance. Nothing but trades back and forth.
I mean, that came down to Silly having to kill like 3 people to try to stabilize, eventually just get shot in the back, and eUnited will take full control. A bunch of players right now for Envy trying to get through mid, and, well, they're able to pick up a couple kills, so now the pressure's on, and Envy able to surge on through, breaking back in. 28 seconds left on the clock. I won't yet say they've stabilized because eUnited doing a very good job of being scrappy, but it looks like the damage, well, I can't even say is done because JCap, main slayer, by the way, at least for his team, 23 kills.
Here it is.
As the Flames get pulled out, Arsenes for one, Abizi for the next in. Well, Apathy just walks through and kills 2 people because, you know, fire.
That's a shame. Zap invests his crash. Now, Clay looking to try and shut him down. The stun comes through. Hill contested. Finally, Envy with control. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This is going to be a good one. 198, 164. Potential for streaks for Hook as Envy controls B1.
He's creeping up on him. He needs teammates to bait for him or just fly up and get the kills yourself. Assault's going to fall.
That works.
He should get the call out that there was 2 players up, so Hugh is waiting for them to come to him, but both players come out, and frankly, Clayster is probably just going to win that gunfight on his own. So Shrieks get shut down, but the good news for Envy, a lot of hill time going their way, but the flank is in. Apathy just going to get dropped essentially instantaneously. But they're able to hold on. It's a lot of time going their way, trying to retake this lead.
Remember that conversation we had about the grab slam and Hook using his late and him being so far away? Well, turns out he strung together a big amount of kills. Obviously, the big play over at the first hill definitely helps. But he's not actually going to be as far away as I once thought. Prestini has to win his grab slam first.
Oh, man.
I mean, all right. App shooting like that, 26 and 23 over 60 seconds hill time. Envy in the driver's seat to potentially close it out. They can win on this hill. Unlikely, but possible if they play perfectly. And speaking of perfect, it's Silly, who's had a fantastic few weeks. Picks up 3, looking for 4. The man that got a gunship on this very map late last night, looking to close it out for Team Envious as he pushes out on the hunt for more United players.
And Envy can win it here. United trying to surge through, but if it's not Silly, it's Assault picking up 3, and then Silly's back to get the next, and Apathy cleans up the 5th. 10 seconds away for Envy to win the game number 1, and eUnited, they're gonna give it one push, but they're not gonna get here in time, and well, even if they are, what can you do? One player trying to flank around back. Duke is just gonna wait for it, clean him up, get it done. Game number 1, going the way of the boys in blue. Feeling good about that one. No gunships needed. The team gets the job done.
Unlikely doesn't matter, I guess, if your Team Envious. A perfect hold on the second hill sees Team Envious pick up 50 points uncontested. Big plays from Assault. He picks up 3. Silly with 4. App with 3. Everyone putting in a shift for Team Envy to close out game number 1. It was back and forth really throughout, but Envy walk away with a W.
Just making big plays at the end. It really was good gameplay. And of course, on the flip side of things, like at one point I said, like main slayer Kaplan, like he was leading the team at 23 kills.
Right.
And then like 2 minutes go by and I checked the scoreboard, still at 23 kills. And then like Abizi takes over for the team. So like had a hot start for JCap. I think even on like the second hill, winning gunfights on the rotation to help him secure the second hill, but it simply did not last.
Well, here's a look at the perfect hold. Rotating through 204 to 198. And this is really where you get the best out of App and you get the best out of Silly. Silly has just been in phenomenal form. Really tremendous stuff. And it just hasn't really been clicking for Team Envious overall, but you know, individually here, everything goes their way. Silly flanks 1, 2. He's not done yet because he finds number 3, and well, there's happy number 4. He continues his rampage, and Envy, I mean, they just win the game right here, Chance.
And it's kind of funny, like they were talking about, like, hey, like our teamwork hasn't been great. And at the end, they don't even need the teamwork. It's just Happy picking up 2, Silly picking up 4. And I'm not saying the teamwork wasn't there. I'm sure it was, but just big plays coming out. Of course, Assault had a little bit of help, but it was a close game until it wasn't. And yeah, just a great finish overall. Great for them to stay back into things. But that's only game number 1, Ben.
Well, it was Apathy that we wanted to see a better performance from. 28, 29, and 24. I think he ends with, 29. So a great performance from him. Jess spoke with App. What do you have to say?
Thanks, Ben. Well, he actually talked to me a little bit about some of the mistakes his team had been making lately, saying that they really addressed those and feel better about them moving forward. He said that some of those issues were problems with teamwork, problems with pacing, and just making bad mid-round plays. And he said that going forward, they're really just trying to win these last 2 matches that they have for the week, saying, I know we're capable of it, and we just want to do everything we can to go into Fort Worth as prepared as possible. Over on the side of eUnited, Arsenes actually had some pretty similar things things to say about Envy. He said, well, we know they're a really good team. We know they're a really good hardpoint team. So we really want to take the first map if we can. And he also said, yeah, Envy are just not performing the way that they should be right now. But for their part, he said, well, also our goal is to just do as much as we can to build up momentum before Fort Worth. So both these squads are definitely looking forward to the future, but that's all I've got for now. Back on over to the casters.
Thank you very much, Jess. I'm curious to know how long she was actually talking to Apathy. You said, I was talking with her about, all the things that went wrong. Well, there's been a bucket list of things going wrong for Team Envious recently. It's not been going well to the point where you're dropping gunships and losing series. But that, if you take away everything you've seen from Envy so far here in the Pro League, was a wonderful map number 1 where it seemed like everything went well. Winning most of the trades, a perfect hold to close things out. Just overall, solid map 1.
At the same time, though, I'm assuming that's the map that they wanted to play, right? Because all the wins we've seen them get in hardpoint frequency has been a contender. So great start, make no mistakes about it, but also by no means is this series over. Of course, we do stay on frequency, which I think me and you figured out is definitely in Canada. That's not Canada, that's a big rock.
Hold on, why are you trying to throw me under the bus here?
What do you mean?
We have never spoken about where frequency is.
Yeah, no, last year we were like Hacienda is in Spain, and then we tried to figure out where frequency, and you suggested Canada.
I did. Where is the blood?
Is this it? That doesn't even look like Earth. Either way, I don't know. Who do you got for the series, Ben? Ignoring locations and maps.
Smooth transition.
Thank you.
Right there. You're welcome. All right, series, I'm going to United.
Oh, this is going to be the ultimate sniper battle. Aches and Clayster. I forgot about that.
Aches has been putting the sniper to good use. As Prastini, there are your fists. Probably not advisable to try and take a gunfight with those. As instantly trades go through, 2v2. That was the weirdest movement I've ever seen from Hook. That looked like I was watching Advanced Warfare for a moment there, but Hook will fall. Now it's 1v1. Aches versus Cap, 2 veterans of Call of Duty Esports.
And Cap's gonna get it. Clutch on frequency. He does it in round 11, and he does it in round number 1. Quite a few good kills at the end, and I think the Hugh gunfight definitely had me nervous for a moment.
I was worried.
Also, I do think one of the best parts about this round was Prastini throwing a feeble punch. Like, he knows he's dead. He's just like, I can almost get him.
Yeah, right.
Throw that right hook, and it's no, don't YY in the middle of gunfights.
Yeah, it doesn't help. As for United, they take round number 1, falls to a 1v1, and very similar to what we saw for the most part of the hardpoint chance, a lot of trades back and forth. But United will take that first round. Now, looking at the second round, it's Team Envious's turn to go on the attack, play with the snipe. It's funny, he was so often the conversation around, you shouldn't use it in search, you should put it away. Now the conversation moves over towards Aches, and that sniper fight something we are excited to see develop already. Advantage Team Envious for Clay springs to life with a pistol. There's one, can't find the second, and it's Cap again in a 1v2. This time, however, Hook wins the fight.
Huge plays coming out of Hugh. Like Clayster at least does half his health away with that strife, but Hugh just slides out, gets out of dodge, and wins the next gunfight. And at the very least, even if he just buys his teammate an extra couple seconds to come help him out, it would have been good enough. But he just one-ups himself and makes the big play. And of course, the second look, that's just a kill and a half. Reaction time is there, gun skill is there, and no clutch for Cap this time. Hugh evening things out.
Tied 1-1 here in the search and destroy frequency. Of course, if you're just tuning in, it was Team Envy that took game number 1 with a perfect hold of their last hardpoint. Full 50 seconds. Gonna have a ton of momentum, but once again, we talk about the sniper fight. Well, Aches, Clay's gonna slow peek it. If he does, you're gonna get a hit mark. And that's frustration on the repeat, but Nate goes out. I don't think that's gonna pick up a kill. Does he expect the push? He does. Aches, he's a hit marker machine this week, it feels like.
Trying to pad the damage stats as much as possible, but at some point probably wants to think about aiming a little bit higher. As unfortunate as it is, stuns galore for everyone. RCD's nose there too. Does the smart thing, backs out. There's a double challenge coming in from eUnited. Give it a 4v3, but 27 seconds left on the clock. Envy, best of luck. Hugh doing what he can, able to pick up one. Inside the hill, finds the second. Gotta make moves.
Time ticking. 18 seconds. Slow peek from Aches. Incinerates Saucities, and now it's a 1v2. Hold on to Prastini, he's gonna have to win a gunfight and check bomb. Hook knows exactly where he is. This is a tough one to win, and Hook will win it. Advantage Team Envy here in game 2.
And that is a huge round for them to get. I think any team that's having issues with confidence, it's the rounds that are just like on the wire that really help you out like round to round to make you feel good about yourselves. And that's 2 rounds in a row where someone steps up. Well, by someone, I mean Hook steps up and makes some sort of big play. But that's a round that had eUnited written all over it. And then the kills just start falling the way of Envy. And now they're up, I think, 2-1.
Yeah, Hook making big plays. Obviously, in that last round, wins the first fight to make sure nothing is a worry. To your point, 8-1, 100 away from a lightning. They'll give Hook the bomb. He's close to the grab slam, and honestly, if he ends it this round, which he definitely will, I just want to think about using it. Obviously, the bomb plant's going to help. Teammates covering him. Those streaks could be everything here for Team Envious. Grab slam earned, lightning earned, first blood, everything going the right way here for Team Envious.
The pinch is in though. Abizi needs to make a big play. He's able to find one. Huke is just gonna shut everything down though. Abizi eventually gets traded. And a by-the-book round coming out from Envy. You get a guy that's near streaks. You give him the bomb. You have a gravity slam. You might as well use it to try to earn even more. And then, of course, the first blood goes the way of Assault. That is everything that could go well, did go well.
Hook probably could have won that gunfight with a sub, but I like it. Secure the streaks. Just use the grab slam. May as well. May as well. So now you have a Hellstorm and a Lightning, and Hook performing very, very well. For eUnited, backs against the wall here in game 2. Not too heavily, but yeah, 3-1 deficit. Ake's going to peek out wide. It's been a hit marker magnet, and there's another one. The re-peek. Probably not advisable because eUnited have just flown straight towards Aches, and they will take full control of the site. But here's the problem. You want site control? Have it. Why? We got streaks. That's going to fire down. What will it find? Just a wild J-Cap. Advantage Envy in the round until Abizi pops a double. Bomb still down. Assault tries to trade. Now all of a sudden, you're blinking. You may have missed the sequence of events, but Silly was left in a 1v3. Abizi shuts him down. So a Hellstorm invested, and the round lost.
Big plays coming in from Abizi as well. Someone has to make at least a double kill, if not more. And, well, despite the fact that he was stunned and having to deal with 2 players, he picks both of them up, and it looks like he had a little bit of help behind him and just let it ride and get that final kill on Silly. That is a gravity slam used to get streaks, but that streak is now gone. The gravity slam obviously gone. A round win the wave eUnited. Feeling a little bit better, and of course, Abizi enough kills to get closer to his score, or his specialist progression as well.
Of course, it was Abizi that made the jaw-dropping play on this map against the 100 Thieves when he needed to the most. He's performing pretty well so far in this map, 5 and 4. If we take a look at his perspective, it's Hook who gets the first blood. Of course, Hook still with a lightning available to use, and for Envy, bomb goes down as they look to try and resecure a 2-round cushion. Shots go down from Clay, but he's not able to pick up the kill. RCs will fall, 4 versus 2. Envy should be good to close this out. Unfortunately for Orsini, he wasn't able to jump up 1v2, almost a 1v1 from Cap, and I think that's the 3rd time now we've seen Cap left in a situation just like that.
And making it interesting as well. I think if Bersini, I think he threw the punch when he's trying to jump up and mantle instead. So if a couple things maybe go better, they're at least closer to making some sort of a miraculous play. But that is a round Envy should win. And that is a round Envy did win. Now we'll see if Aches will continue to snipe and get hit markers. I'll bet he has possibly the most damage in the game.
Probably
and he's got 4 kills.
Probably has the most hit markers in the league too.
By a mile. And the most team kills. He's setting all kinds of records back. Oh, okay. No, hold on. When I said that, ignoring the guy with 12
Paradox,
kills,
I love it.
that should be clear.
I love
it.
No, what do you mean? You said most damage in the lobby, Chance.
I did say that. I didn't mean it, but I said it out loud, and whatever. Envy up 4-2.
Shout out to Paradox throwing you under the bus completely. Hook will be pushed. Crash was invested. Frassini with the pick. Abizi there to assist. Aches looking to try and trade. No sniper rifle for him this round, and, well, he wins the gunfight. Silly with 2 as well. Makes this a 3 versus 2 in favor of Envy. A round which eUnited had a 2-man advantage is just gone. RC's, though, down but never out. 1v3, the stun connects with Silly. Can't push Tac Mask on Silly for the 1v3 for Silly. Time somewhat on his side. 30 seconds as Silly toys with RCDs, jiggling left and right. Gonna have to make a play eventually. Drops down. Silly's now gonna know it. Silly one shot, as is RCDs. The heals come through for both players, and Silly in the form he's in right now. He is not gonna lose that gunfight.
And that is former teammates going at it in the 1v1, and Silly has been a monster all week. He's been honestly on top of his game, especially since champs this past year. That's again another pretty big round to win. Also another round where United, like, they just keep, everyone dies and all of a sudden it's like a 1v1 every single time.
That round it was a 5v3 and it went all the way down to the 1v1.
Well, the 1v3, yeah.
A little crazy. And bear in mind, Hook's still with a lightning strike here, so you're more than likely going to see that B push come through. Aches with a sniper rifle. He's going to wide peek. Is he going to spot Clay? Well, Clay, no sniper, but this time it's Aches that gets hit. He has to back away. Stun out. Clay first blood. More kills. This time, United give themselves a 3-man advantage, and they will close out this round.
So lay of the land. Envy gets the first blood. It gets weird towards the end. If United gets the first blood, they should be secure, as long as they can stop Uke. I have no idea why I said Aches had the most damage in the lobby. It doesn't make any sense to say that out loud, and I regret that wholeheartedly. What United does not regret is their aggression this round, paying dividends. All the teamwork on point that round, but obviously trying to bounce back not only in this map, but also win this series, as Envy did storm away with map number 1.
Yes, they did. And they've kind of stormed away with game number 2 as well. It's a 5-2 advantage, now at 5-3 after United's previous round win. Again, Hook still with a lightning strike. Prestini's made his way over towards you simply because of the grab slam. Silly gets the information, and Envy will rotate as quick as possible. But it's important for Prestini to put that to some good use. Gets one, but kills Abizi as well.
Not the player on the team you want to take down either. Lightning strike gets called in, so not much availed, but information is there, and Aches is able to pick up 2. Clayster's gonna fall, and it's all down to RCDs, and well, Hook has already pushed up inside of you. You gotta get the shot punch, and Hook just wins the one-on-one. Envy shooting off the War Machine siren, celebrating their victory, going up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, beautiful. Search and destroy. No mistakes, and that's really been the problem for this Team Envious squad. App talked about it. We're making far too many mistakes. We need to go back and fix them. Well, so far in 2 maps, seems like maybe a couple of those problems have been fixed, because Team Envy in map number 1 had an emphatic closure in the second hard point on frequency. They hold it for a full 50. Game 2, there was never any doubt for the boys in blue. They find themselves 2-0 up in the series. We'll be back after this with some control. As it stands, Team Envious 2-0 up against eUnited in our final game of the evening. That's a chance to guide you through all of the action. It's been 2 frequencies, Chance, and it's been 2 Envy wins. One arguably more dominant than the other. Now, heading into Control, though, is this where we see eUnited fight back?
I mean, if you're an United fan, like, you hope so, right? Because
yeah, you do. Otherwise, you're getting 3-0'd.
They're not in a great spot either. Like, they're in a good spot, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those things. They still got matches to play. You lose to Envy, now you're going into, what, Fort Worth and thinking, like, damn, like, we're not, like, as dominant as we seemingly once were. So definitely want to bounce back in this series, and by no means are they out of it yet. We've seen reverse sweeps already today. I'm potentially going to see one more, and Seaside is where we are headed. To be honest, I have no idea what the map records are for these 2 teams.
Okay, at least you're honest. Seaside Control next, then a Seaside Hardpoint if United is to extend the series. So back-to-back frequencies, back-to-back Seasides. Will Envy allow us to go to a game 4 though? In terms of their control in general, how do you kind of peg them, Chance?
Underwhelming, you know, like below average maybe. Like definitely not terrible, definitely not a team that I expect to like outright lose this game. They're certainly capable, but they haven't been amazing. I will say on this map specifically though, now that I think about it, they've also had some really good team pushes to try to break over towards A. So they've definitely had moments of hope. It's just about putting it together, which again, so far this series, they've been fantastic. eUnited though, off the break, looking as good as you pretty much possibly could. Assault saying, hey guys, where'd you go? As he is right now just being hunted down by players.
Also can join his teammates watching some kill cams because Prestini just flew straight at him, and well, Prestini finds himself in a pretty rough spot. 27 to 23 the life count, as eUnited want to just take this fight straight to Team Envious.
Trying to break on through. RC is with the ICR, maybe not in the best power position he wants to be, but it's where he needs to be for the team. He's got JCap watching outer, and well, the team kill is actually going to come in. That's as helpful as you want, and might want to make a move to slide on out. It's going to get red, but the beatdowns there. You have an ICR, not great for close-range gunfights. The beatdowns, those certainly are. 28 seconds left. Envy yet to get, honestly, really even in the hill.
Yes, they were in the hill at the start, and well, since then they've not touched it. Prestini this time, he's going to go for some small kills, just keep the pressure on, and he's done fantastic just to stay alive. He gets himself to Prestini, putting in a shift here in the first round. That is wonderful stuff from him. And eUnited with a life count of 23 to 11. Even if Silly touches this hill, which he's done very well just to find 2 kills himself, this is over, Chance.
You'd certainly have to imagine. I mean, they do break 3. They might be, or break through. Might be good to get a couple ticks on board. And again, honestly, no. We have seen this from Envy where they have like one amazing break to get over inside of A. It's going to be incredibly difficult, but there you go. 3 kills in their favor. Ignore the life advantage. It's about one amazing team push. But the problem is, even before you go over towards A, you still have to get it on B. Whatever, man. I'm trying to sell a story. Prestini and eUnited fiercely come out, though, that round number 1.
It's all good and well if you try and tell a story.
Get a double A and then just like outside of the hill, and then a couple players die. And I don't know. Prestini's a freak, by the way, that entire round.
I think it was summed up best when he pushed all the way up the right-hand side lane. Goes for some spawn traps, finds the first, stays alive, backs away, heals, gets a second. Oh. Nah, calculators.
Nah, it wasn't calculated.
There was never any doubt. There was never any doubt.
That is spamming the mantle button as fast as you possibly can.
In his head, oh crap, I'm good.
But again, solid round coming out. I think if you even want to talk about specialist progression, I think Prestini's going to be at least like, halfway to his gravity slam.
Yep.
ACAP's halfway to his attack 5, and on the flip side, no one on the way.
Almost a James Bond from the first round from Apathy, 0-6. He performed lights out in game 1. Game 3, it's not very good.
Of course, opening break, eUnited to A. Right off the bat, if they can even get 1 tick on this point, you might call it a win. Silly, though, able to pick up 2. Apathy, well, he's at least able to get 1 before he gets the James Bond music playing in the background, but looks like eUnited, they do well off the opening break. They're down on kills, but they do get a tick on A. So again, you count that as at least a small win.
Well, it's more than Envy got.
Yeah, and again, the ultimate goal right now on Seaside is try to score on offense.
Now it's eUnited's turn over towards B. Play was the first to initiate a little bit of pressure, but Hassel at mid-map. Team kill comes through. That's going to slow down Team Envy. As JCap just sat, for the most part, minding his own business. There's the first tick. The challenge will come, and Cap knows it. it's going to be Aches. As Cap takes his time. 2 ticks now for eUnited. Getting all this progression single-handedly. Now it's his turn to try and push out. Can he find the pick onto Aches? Yes, he can. 3 players go down. 1 more outskirts. This kill comes through, and surely B is secure. Now it comes down to a JCap Silly 1v1. Is Silly even going to try and go for the contest? Well, he wanted to throw out the stomach. Trophy was there. JCap single-handedly just kept the entire point, gets his crash, uses it. Now he's 145 away from streaks. Cap having a fantastic round, and to be honest, he's barely even shot his gun.
And he's playing for him hard as well. He's going to have a Beezy here with him. Just trying to get a couple tags in a player. Let a Beezy do most of the work, if not just bait. Of course, on the flip side of the map, eUnited is also putting pressure on the bottom. JCap, not even a bullet connects. He gets dropped. The Beezy only able to take 1 with him. So, well, United has a couple players on the bottom side. And keep in mind, they do already have a tick on board. And they do have time to work with.
Yeah, that could be the difference maker, really, is that initial push from eUnited to get the first tick. Now, with just over 60 seconds to go, almost even life. Count 10-8 in favor of Envious. Problem, though, is eUnited try and push forward. Envy just slaying out. Doing a great job at that. Silly again with another kill. 10-6. The life advantage at 4, and Silly working towards streaks.
And getting them would be huge. Put together a string of kills on offense. Use the streaks, help you out. 10v5 though for eUnited, and well, you need 1 great push, but you got players scattered all over the map. Beezy gets challenged out, Apathy, and so I'll go for the bait.
How did that happen? Because eUnited, they cap B, right? They have a tick into A, and you're thinking you got plenty of time. You got about a minute and a half, but the kill count was even. What just happened?
They didn't get the kills, Ben. I mean, that's really all it is, right? Like, you had JCap and Beezy working for streaks, but JCap loses his 1v1 gunfight. Beezy at least takes 1 with him, but then you got the other 3 players on the other side of the map, and then the guys for Envy spawn up. Next couple seconds, they're back in the fight in 3 or 4 seconds. eUnited have to traverse the entire map, so you're a little bit staggered and just couldn't get the gunfights to go their way. I mean, what it takes to get this A point, you pretty much need all 5 players there at the same time. You have to get a complete wipe and keep maybe at least 3 players alive to be inside the hill. So it's not easy by any means, and Envy eventually picking up the clutch kills on the tail end. And of course, Silly, man, that has stepped up for the squad. 15 kills in only 2 rounds. And that includes a round where they got completely bullied out.
I keep saying it, but his form has been just tremendous. It really has in recent few games that we've seen Team Envious play. Now, for Envy, it's their turn to try and push A straight off the rip, and all the trick strat worked out enough for eUnited for 1 tick. And let it be the same here for Team Envious as that pushes straight forward. Contest comes through. Beezy should fall. Is it enough for the first tick? I don't think it is. Still contested. Hoot wanted another go at it. Because he does have Grab Slam, but doesn't want to invest it here just yet. Meanwhile, his teammates, they make their way over towards B. So, United defend A valiantly. But it is Envy with a 2 life advantage.
He's thinking about the Grab Slam, but might not need it. Just going to do it with his gun. He's able to pick up 2. Now his teammates can surge inside. And, well, Apathy and Aches each able to win a gunfight. Hugh gets caught min-mac. They haven't gotten this point yet. They're getting close, but, yeah, you can see the kill feed. eUnited picking up quite a few. So Aches is eventually going to fall. Only 2 ticks come in. The TAC 5, though. Envy, they are fighting for the kill. Trying to shut it down. Beezy, though, able to pick up 2. Taking lives down with them, and that is just massive kills from an eUnited. And, well, Beezy finds 2. His team gets the rest. And Envy is struggling on offense.
Mind-boggling stuff from Beezy. He's stunned, dead to right, somehow finds the first, heals, jiggles, slides, gets the second. Beautiful from that young man. 11 and 13 is current stats, but that's such a big play. It may well be enough to keep that B zone from being full cap. 30 seconds left on the clock. Beezy back against the wall, deep inside his own spawn. Envious flying straight towards him. For United, there are still a couple of players inside the A zone as that gets contested. Of course, with the Grab Slam, could make a play here, but for Envy, time is against them. 15 seconds, Prestini's pushed up. No one from Envy can touch A. It all comes down to, can you get to B quick enough? Prestini has to try and buy time. 7 seconds left. Arstee's first line of defense for eUnited. Kills coming through for Envy. They get inside with 3 seconds left. Can they get the cap, though? JCap and Clay there to pick up the kills. It's contested. Not for long. eUnited win the round.
And those are just some dominant defensive round wins from eUnited. Obviously, big plays. I think the first defensive round for eUnited, Pristini, big factor. Spawn killing, getting kills left and right. That time, it's Abizi against TAC5, against stun grenades, doing all of the adjectives at the exact same time, healing, being stunned, killing, shot punt, whatever it takes. Making big plays, and then his team gets the rest of the wipe, and that is Envy. Again, just struggling here on offense, which, gotta imagine, if it goes to round 5, eUnited's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they've been flawless. They haven't conceded a single zone cap, I believe, so for them, good stuff thus far. The first defensive round for them, much more convincing than the second, but they get the job done nevertheless. Now, last attacking round for eUnited, it was an A push off the rip, which saw them get 1 tick. Is it going to be something similar here? Well, judging by the attack mid-map, you would assume so. 2 players should surely be caught. 1 does. That's unfortunate for eUnited, because Pristini, of course, with the grab slam, you would have loved to get him inside Church for exactly that fight, but maybe you just don't even need it. A downed enemy right in front of you. There you go, Abizi, take your time. Grab slam from Hook, that's 2. Defense is enough for Envy. eUnited forced to scramble away.
Good news is for the side of eUnited, you get rid of the grab slam early, which means inside the A point, you have a lot less to be fearful of. Of course, the good news for Envy is, well, no ticks have come through, and you do have that 2 life advantage. eUnited trying to force it in the front, which Aches just has a war machine waiting. Pristini, though, says, screw it. I don't care if my teammates died. I'm going to go for it. He's going to fall as well. And that is now extended to a 5 life advantage. You got Apathy mid-map causing problems. He's obviously got Silly there to help him. And, well, this is just Envy responding on defense with an impressive round themselves.
Say anything you can do, we can do better. 23-17 life advantage, 20 seconds on the clock. As finally, Envy will show some cracks in the armor. 4 players down. Hook still alive on outskirts. He's going to get challenged. He read the challenge, but Pristini just too quick as he goes for another one. Forced to jiggle. He challenges. Team kill comes through. Is this an opening now, potentially for Apathy? Needs his teammates to help him out, and Aches is there. He gets a double. Aches gets 3. Now all of a sudden there's a chance to contest.
And this is brutal for eUnited because they just burned that gravity slam as well. That's gone. They don't have it for inside A. They don't have it if they end up back on defense, but should we get there, and I'm expecting we do, because Envy so far looking pretty good. That kill feed, though, it's going to be just Aches and Assault by themselves, and Aches is doing what he can. That time is ticking down. You got to get inside the hill. And eUnited get a couple bodies in. Still, though, they've invested a bit, and they are down 5 lives.
Yeah, 5 life advantage with a minute to go. 0 ticks invested into A. Who can happen? Try and watch the overextension, but it seems like eUnited more than having to just fly through mid-map. The challenge is going to come through. Aches surely good to die. That's an opening. It's a big opening. 2 players go down, but Hook puts a stop into the push as Assault, watching mid, will find his first. There's surely no way out. eUnited can fly through the front. 11-5. They needed to really try and steamroll those kills together. Snowball effect, if nothing else. Hook with 2. This round's done.
And I'm going to bring it back. Pristini tries to burn the gravity slam just to force in like the B point. But at the same time, like, as good as eUnited has been on defense, you already know that Hugh had burned his grab slam as well. If you want defense, a grab slam just it secures one of the points. Either one, it's going to be fantastic for. So just something to keep in the back of your mind for this round 5, because Pristini's not going to earn another one. Hugh, maybe if he goes off, can get him as well. But if you want to talk advantage for the specialist side of things, you definitely have to at least slightly lean the way of Envy. But of course, when all said and done, eUnited has still been dominant on defense.
They haven't lost one yet. They haven't conceded a single zone. So they're going to feel confident. It's definitely not comfortable, though. That's for sure. For Envy, you win this 1 round of control. You sweep eUnited 3-0. And what many considered this to be the game of the day. So far, Envy full on in the driver's seat. 2-0 advantage. Potential for the reverse sweep to start here, but eUnited on the defense.
They're popping that vision pulse early as well. So, I mean, Envy can essentially just wait this one out. You got a war machine that's actually going to get popped with it. So you have 2 specialists going into this round. You pop both at the start. You're going for spawn kills. You're going for aggression. And, well, they're getting a couple kills early on. Abizi able to find a few more. And they do have Envy essentially towards the back of their base, but again, that's everything you got, and that's early.
And it's important to note the reason they invest that and they're okay with investing that is just the map control. it forced Envy to slow down. It forced no trick strats, no extra ticks, and it bleeds time off the clock. You have 40 seconds now, if you're Envy, to just try and get some control of anything at this point.
Well, now Envy's using their vision pulse as well. You should have clearance to go inside. They're able to pick up a couple kills. They need to get all of them, though, if that's what it takes. Silly able to find 2. Assault wins the last one. And that's just for the vision pulse. Assault's going to use his Tempest as well. Just look for more kills if he can find them. He's going to fall in the TAC 5. So everything getting burned. Envy just trying to secure their first hill, which, frankly, Ben, again, they have been struggling.
And Hook's been sneaky as well over towards Church. He actually won a gunfight against Arsty, so a lot of pressure going to come through here as Hook actually goes for the flank instead. Envy will secure the zone. Streaks earned from Silly. I cannot credit him enough. The Lightning will get 3, will get 4. App gets the 5th. The boys in blue, they've not won an attacking round yet. But with this big of an advantage, Silly rains down the Hellstorm. They're inside the zone. First tick in. Hill contested. A BZ will fall. eUnited down to their final 8 lives. A contest comes through once again. Silly still in the zone, though. It's a victory lap for Envy as eUnited down to their final 3, and it's Silly who steals the show once again for Team Envious as they 3-0 sweep eUnited.
And that got brutal towards the end. The specialist usage much better coming out from Team Envious. That is the first offensive round they get, and they do it with like a 15 life advantage. Massive plays coming out from them to breathe at least a small sigh of relief.
No, it would have been awesome in that round 5.
A Gravity Slam. Gravity Slam inside A would have been, ooh, fantastic. But to be fair, they were also down by 6 lives, so it might not have even mattered.
Maybe. Obviously, we have no idea. But what we do know is Envious, that was a dominating round number 5 towards the end of it. It looked like at the beginning it was going to be a little scary, but they settled down and they get the 3-0 over eUnited, which I think many people in their form going in would have expected. And you brought up a good point at the very beginning, is now the question marks eUnited are going to have heading over towards Fort Worth is, well, how good actually are we? We'll take a look at our play the game presented by Scuff Gaming. It's the really final sequence of events, and it's at this point where Silly does just silly things.
I mean, keep in mind, eUnited, they burned all they had, which granted only 2 things, but 2 pretty good things to have at the start to end up with like a 3-kill life advantage. Like, it's not a blot. And then, of course, coming back, you get the TAC 5, the Vision Pulse, just to get back inside the hill. And you talk about how good of a use it was. So he pops the Vision Pulse to get inside the hill, to get a couple kills, to get the streaks, which probably the biggest thing in the entire game is the lightning strike that gets 4.
Sure does. As there's the following sequence of events. Of course, Silly just continues his rampage, gets just, I don't want to say lucky, but the fact that you kill 4 in such a flurry, he just stands still. He's like, I'm capping it. Oh, guys, by the way, there's 4 dead. App gets the 5th. Hook set up to spawn kill. You still have a Hellstorm. Silly's going to launch that down. He, for a minute, thought was going to get 3. Only the 1. But at this point, you're so staggered if you're eUnited coming off spawn, and there's just so much chaos going on, it's almost impossible to win.
And what a hell of a game from Sirius. Hell of a game. 32-17. Had a pretty solid hard point as well. I mean, everything was going right. Big plays. Hook obviously had a good series himself, and Apathy kicked it up another notch. So great stuff coming out of that.
Obviously, I know the analyst desk love to do their kind of Astro Gaming MVP type talk. If Silly isn't in that conversation just for the past couple of weeks, then I don't know what you're doing, Des, but you're doing something wrong, because he has truly been fantastic. He gets a gunship yesterday. Today gets streaks, which arguably win them the round, or definitely make it a lot easier, that's for sure. The form he's in, I can't say it enough, Chance. I've never seen him play like this.
He's been spectacular. And again, he's been the starling guy for the team as well. But that's going to be it for myself and Benson as we send it down to the desk with Katie and the boys.
Thank you, Chance, but not Ben. Your desk is back. Momo, Pac-Man, and Study. I mean, everything we were talking about before that series happened, Study, everything Envy needed to do, it seems like they did.
That was a beautiful series out of Envy. The teamwork was on point. You could obviously tell the communication was on point. Everything was just clicking on all cylinders. The consistency level that first map was amazing. Everyone across the board was either positive or -1. That's what you wanted to see out of this team. It's just consistent. As long as they're able to do that, they'll be okay. As you just saw, they 3-0'd eUnited with ease.
Momo, Pac Momo, Heretics, well, rather Denial, and then Envy kind of waking up today, showing such good performances.
I mean, I'm 0-4 on predictions today, so I don't know who put me on the analyst desk. But yeah, my predictions have been awful. But what is good to kind of see is towards the end, obviously the division, we're going into Fort Worth, is these teams kind of changing things around. They're adapting, they're listening, they're doing something different, whether that be the coach kind of implementing new things. But obviously Studdy touched on the hard point there. And the impressive thing for me with Envy on the hard point was they weren't just in the lead the whole way and just kind of steamrolled it. They were actually behind for a little bit as well. You know, they got back into the game, and sometimes we talked about them, you know, where their communications are off point. They actually came from a deficit to actually kind of come back, and I think that will have given them a lot of confidence. But this is the Search and Destroy. I think this is round 3. Huke, again, impressive performance. Right now, sitting at 5-1. It wasn't Huke all series long, but the Search and Destroy played phenomenal.
The whole team put up a balance up for today, and that's what we've been talking about this whole time. We needed to see it, and they did it. Today, in general, was pretty crazy. Like, if you were to make a power rankings from Division A, it was pretty straightforward, except for, you know, Optic was playing without Dashy. But it was pretty straightforward. Like, things were happening as we expected it to go on. In this division, like, I have no idea.
Expect the unexpected at this point.
I'm 0-4. I'll say it again. I went with a bit of an outside pick with Accelerate, but everything else, you know, today, Denial, Envy kind of turning up, it is incredible. And the series that we have just seen as well, 2 3-0s back-to-back. First one extremely close. This one, again, Envy just kind of, you know, we saw around 5 in the control, even the Search and Destroy, yes, a 6-3, hard point only 50 points, but if someone showed me this kind of screen right in front of us at the start of it, I would have been mind blown.
And like you said with the hard point, even though it was 50 points, the best part about it was that they came back from behind.
Yes, exactly.
And they were clutching up. They weren't clutching up before. They clutched up today. That's what they had to do. We said it could happen, and it did.
It did. Now look at these standings. I feel like you've seen certain teams just slowly inching their way up there, like 100 Thieves as we go on, and other teams just slowly inching their way back down as we start the close of Division B study.
On the side of 100 Thieves, it's just the reps that they're getting in. It's just obviously they're getting way better as the time goes. Their hard point is looking absolutely amazing. Their teamwork in S&D, at least today, looked amazing. Octane with a sniper, everything was just on point. It was working for him. Just the communication. You heard Kenny just talking about the little kinks and stuff like that they just need to fix. But that's little things that just need to be fixed. Plain and simple, 100 Thieves is just looking so much better with the practice that they're getting here. And 4-2, I know it's something that they probably wouldn't expected. You know, expecting 5-1, 6-0 when you come in here, you want to play good. But as from where they started to where they are now, they are a completely different team, and it's good to see them at this top form.
Now, speaking of 100 Thieves,